In this example, we're going to use this graph to figure out a few things. Let's see what the examples ask us. For question A, it wants us to explain why does this graph has at least one Euler circle. Now, a Euler circuit, in order to figure that out, you want to see if your vertex are even or odd. Okay? Now, let's look at A. How many edges land in A? So I have one right here, 2, 3, 4. So A is 4. B, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's use C. C, we have, making one extra, we have 2. D, 1, 2, 3, 4. And E, 1 and 2. Now if you look, each vertex has 4 edges. So 4 paths that end in A, right? And they are all our vertices are even. So what that says is that when you have even vertices, you have at least one Euler circuit. Okay? So when I get from A to B, I call that a path. If I'm looking for a circuit, I need to end back in A. So I will have to be from A to B and end in A. A path from A to B. A circuit, I have to end where I started. Okay? Now the second part of the example says, use trial and error of Euler algorithm to find one such circuit. So I need to end back in A. So let's use a different color. And let's play a little around. See, I'm going to start right here, right? This is going to be my start. And it has to be my end. So if I go from A to B, can go this way. I think that's not the way I did it. Let's try a different one. So I would suggest when you're working on this, use a pencil because you might not start correctly. So I go from A to B. Then I go from that back and I do this loop right here. And then I go to D. Go back to B. And then I go to E. And if you can see, I'm already going to go to D, C, and I'm back where I started. If I were to do it how I started, let's see if that would have worked. I did the loop first. I crossed this way. That would have worked too. See? So there are definitely multiple ways for you to do it. So recommendation, use a pencil or a different color or highlight so you can play in the graph. So a circuit, where you start, you must end. Okay? And you cannot repeat. You cannot go from A to B and then back and forth. It has to be, you can only go through the edge one time. Pass the edge only one time. And that was for part B of the question. If I can write over here so you can see the letters. From A to B, back to A, then D, then I went to B, E, D, C, and A. And that's your circuit. Those are your 2 answers for this example.